Hi and welcome to the evaluation of my final major project. I would like to start off by saying how excited I am to actually be able to criticise myself and to be able to take a moment and be proud of myself for the good things that I have managed to do. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I want to apologise for constantly looking down at my phone, because I will be. That's only because I want to make sure that I don't miss out anything that I should say. So yeah, I will need to be following the script that I have previously written. I have followed the idea of the internet evolution. I had chosen my specially studied project onto my final major project. And I have decided to do this because I wanted to develop the idea of the internet evolution into something more relatable for my target audience, such as social media, because I believe that social media plays a significant part in our everyday lives and has many impacts in our lives, most of which are negative. I have taken this opportunity to challenge the stereotypical representation of social media use and give the youth a chance to realise how much damage social media can do or has already done to them. I was also intending to inform my target audience about the negative effects of social media long term, but also make them aware that more than 80% of what they see on social media is in fact artificial. My project was dedicated to young teenagers who spend too much of their time on social media platforms and not enough time prioritising things that do matter. To teenagers who judge themselves more than anything else, and to teenagers who think their lives lays behind those screens. To parents who are worried about their children, and to adults who judge our generation for the choices we make online. I created a website with similar features to an Instagram feed and a future interaction similar to BuzzFeed, meaning that people will be allowed to post in their own stories and talk about their own personal experiences in order to attract to attract the interest of my target audience. And I strongly think that I have managed to do that successfully in terms of the appearance of my website. I have chosen to create a website in order to express my passion for writing, because I am extremely passionate about writing. And although I was worried about the fact that by creating my website I won't be able to totally show all my skills that I have accumulated for the last 2 years, in the end I decided to do a piece of work that motivated me to do well and to do better. To me, writing is something personal. It's an artistic way in which I can express my feelings, my emotions, and get people to know me all through my writing. I knew that I would set myself high standards if I did something I was really passionate about, and I think that's exactly what happened with this project. I managed to encourage and motivate myself to create the kind of content I would have personally expected to see in a website like the one I have created myself. Combining this with social media addiction, another everyday issue we are exposed to, has made me develop this project into a beautiful piece of work, which took a lot of motivation and stress and dedication, but it's my thoughts, feelings backed up and expressed through my writing and backed up by experts and many of my audience, and many people that were my audience, have encouraged me to talk about this issue, which really helped me stay focused and encouraged me to do my best. By doing primary and secondary research, as well as researching my target audience's interests, and trying to find a specialist's opinion on the topics I was covering, made me aware about how difficult it is to actually do everything and base all my information on that. I personally think that I've learned how to manage my time more during this project, and I've also realised that most of the time my emails, phone calls will be ignored. For nothing in return, but I guess that the most valuable lesson I've actually learned during this project was that I should never give up and always aim high, because when you aim higher you're most likely to achieve something closer to your best ability. By researching all those things, I have come closer to seeing the main picture of my product. because the research part of the project has helped me gather the components I needed in order to put together my overall product. I chose to base my research on young teenagers who are addicted to social media because I know how much it can come in the way of achieving, and I have felt that personally, so that's my own experience. I know how social media can make you feel as though you are surrounded by so many friends and make you feel so popular, which at a certain young age, it's very important, and especially in this generation. In this generation's concept are all wrapped around the idea of being in the centre of attention, no matter if it's in a good or a bad light. During this project I've learned a little bit more about Wix and how it works. I feel like that was a bit challenging for me. It was very challenging for me. But I feel like in a way I have managed to overcome that. Some of my problems I wasn't actually able to overcome due to the simple fact that that's the way the template I've chosen worked, or the website couldn't allow certain things to happen. But I feel like the switch between WordPress, which I personally believe that I've learned a lot about within these 2 years, so I'm pretty good at it, and Wix has helped me create myself a bit of a challenge, because if I was to just do something on WordPress, I feel like, yes, I would have been a lot better at it, but I feel like I would be cheating in a way because it would have been a bit too easy. So I really just wanted to challenge myself and do something different. I wanted to work with something different than WordPress, and I wanted to challenge myself and learn something by myself from scratch. I personally think that I've done okay in terms of the way in which I have played around with the template, the colour schemes of my website, and that's confirmed from my class audience feedback. My peers stated that they see the link of my main page to an Instagram account as that was my intention of keeping it looking very similar as possible to a social media account, in order for my target audience to feel comfortable and familiar when they look at my website, rather than feeling completely strange or not knowing what to do with it and how to function it. My main intention was to have a menu bar at the top of the website. However, I couldn't link categories to the menu bar, therefore it wasn't functional, so I decided to get rid of it. Now that I've gotten rid of it, I feel like it makes my website look really simple, and at first that scared me. Only now I do realise, however, that could be a really, really good thing, because it makes it easier to work with. And I've also been taking advantage of my photography skills in order to create the photographs that have been presented of my website. I have followed Eric Pickergills, I think his name is, photography idea of Removed, and I almost recreated it in order to achieve a continuous range of photographs taken in the same light, same style and same camera settings for all of those. I'm personally happy with the way in which those images have come out. The only thing I do wish I did different was if I had enough time to make these pictures, to take the pictures of those people with their actual devices in their hand, and then have the opportunity to actually Photoshop it out on Photoshop, because the studio was hard to get. Was hard to get to, and time was very limited. I've decided that the easier option was if they simply pretended to look at their device, which my peers have reacted quite positive to. I think the product I eventually created isn't very far in to what I was hoping to create in the first place, and I'm proud of my writing piece. I also believe I created a product which incorporates all of my perceptions and challenges the typical representation of youth in society. If I could redo this project over again, I would probably use WordPress, only to ensure that the quality of my product display and the abilities I have accumulated in terms of using this website creator. I would plan everything in much more detail and dedicate my time in the areas which really need more time to be looked at, rather than spending a huge amount of time on something that can be done quicker as well. I think that I've learned how to completely dedicate my product to my target audience and to create my product in a way that is the most suitable to them. Therefore, I believe my product was a success, close enough to what I was hoping to create, but as always, there's always room for for improvement. So yeah, that's everything that I had written down on my script, and that's all I can also think about on top of my mind, is that everything that maybe not everything, but most of what I've done, I feel like I've put in my best effort, and personally to me that's really everything that matters, because I know that I've given it all my best, and I know that for some things, yes, I could have done much more, but for some other things I've done everything that I could, and I feel like that is very, very important when it comes to such a personal piece of work. So yeah, this is about it. I hope that this project will become a success in terms of grading as well. If it doesn't, it's not great, but it's again not the end of the world. It's definitely been a great experience. I feel like I have managed to learn how to work under pressure a little bit better, because I'm really terrible with working under pressure. I panic so much to the point where I lose it and I don't know what to do anymore. But I feel like this time I kind of managed to keep it all together, and the fact that this was a bit more important than all the other projects have made me more aware of the fact that I don't have time to lose it. I just need to sit down and do it and get it done. So yeah, I hope everyone else does an amazing job. Most of what I've seen is amazing, and I am very, very proud of myself, of my teachers for teaching me what they taught me, and of my classmates, which are amazing and create amazing things. Thank you.